Good morning, everybody. It is 5 o'clock here, my time, January 22nd on a Friday morning, and we are looking at Ethereum. Yesterday, we had, these major, I would say, corrections in the crypto market. A lot of things fell down, including, our favorite coin, Bitcoin. And yesterday, we said that, hey, you know what? We're going to find some sort of support here. There's where the buyers look like they should be coming in if we are to stay up above this level. And it looks like we are right now. We did find support. Buyers that come in at the actually it did peak below the 30K, which was extremely extreme. That's I'm not gonna say it's a sign, but it's just saying that hey, Bitcoin can move. It can move where it want to, and even if everybody thinks that it can find support at the 30K, there's no way we're going back to the 20K. There's no way we're going back to this. It can, right? It can. This is such a volatile market that we can go anywhere and do not expect otherwise, right? And that's what you do. We don't get scared. We don't get uncomfortable with our holdings. If you're buying into this market, you should understand that at some days you will be in the negative almost 20%, 15%, 10%, and some days you will be really up, right? So that's the market we're in, and that's what you should get used to. I'm not telling you to hold this for the long term, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be shaken out. You should hold strong, but I'm just saying expect that that's what happens, right? In this market, if your expectations are not aligned properly, then you'll have a hard time actually, like investing and having that peace of mind. So that's just my advice for everybody. Expect movements like that are crazy, and yeah, it's just. Anticipate them and make sure that you understand what's going on because you will have a lot of broken hearts, I guess. So there's Ethereum right now, right? After that, I guess that the downtrend we had yesterday, we had almost a decrease of what? We dropped almost to 22%, 23%. And right now we're recovered back up to, so 17%, right? So now we recovered back up to what, five we have here? 14% left to actually get back to the same exact spot we were at. So um, uh, there's a bunch of things here to talk about, I think. If you look here at the daily, I think the daily gives you a nice idea of what's going on. When we reached the peak back in January 10th, the beginning of the month, we dropped all the way down to the 900, right? And that would be a drop of a 32% drop, right? And we did find that support at the 21 EMA on the daily chart, right? We saw the wicks coming in right away. Within a day period, it dropped and then it recovered halfway through, right? So it's just telling you that buyers were everywhere here. Buyers were coming in anytime to buy it. It's a nice dip. A discounted price. It went down close to 30%. And everybody wanted to hop on the Ethereum train. Then we got stuck in this channel going up. And then yesterday, as soon as we did find that, as soon as we broke out of that, you see major sell off of all buyers trying to go down. And we did again find that support, the 21 EMA. Now, it's two things to compare, right? You need to compare what happens when these levels are reached to see how the buyers are reacting. And at what rate are they reacting? Are they reacting more aggressively to these levels over time? Or are we reacting less, more and more indecisive, right? So what happens here, what I'm looking at is back here, when we dropped within a day period, we went back up and recovered halfway through, then we start shooting up, right? This one here, within a day, we didn't really recover right back. So the whole candle closed right here. And now we're trying to push up, right? So I still don't think, it's not like I don't think, but I still think that we can't right away start saying that this is recovered already because the conditions are different. When I was here and I'm looking at this candle, I'm looking at the day before that, I'm seeing long wicks. I'm like, okay, you know what? Buyers are coming in right away. That's perfect. We didn't even close the candle all the way down. We go all the way up, we break out of it. And now here, I'm not seeing long wicks on the daily yet, right? We need to see the next couple of days. I expect us to stay here for maybe for a bit, right? Maybe for 2, 3, 4 days to see what happens. But We are, but the good thing is that we're at a level that we clearly are always finding support at. So that's good, right? We're clearly finding support every time we majorly go down, and then every time we reach this level, the 14, I guess, from the 1340 all the way to the 1460. And yeah, we're finding that support here. So in terms of signs of this going to get back up, we need to see the next couple of days before we decide, right? But I can still see this dropping more and more, depending what happens with Bitcoin, depending what happens with American politics. But one major thing to look at is that even on the MACD here, we're looking at this, and we're looking all the way up here. We're obviously way overextended since we ever been, since all the way in 2017. And we're reaching levels in terms of momentum that we haven't reached to since 2017, right? And that's what happens here. If we go back here, let me just zoom out a bit. So this is 2017. You're looking at your momentum, just looking at momentums only, right? I know some people don't like indicators, but I think they're actually relevant just to paint a nicer picture. As soon as we started having that crossover right here, we start seeing a bit of a sideways action. Now, today's market is different, right? There's a lot more optimism in the crypto market. So that's obviously driving a lot more. And now we're looking here. We were trying to cross over after that major run up, right? And we are struggling more and more to go down, right? We're not, like, as soon as we got here, we were supposed to start to go down, typically speaking, right? But with this right here, when this guy starts to go sideways and is having a hard time breaking to the negative side, like you see here, we are way overextended on this side, and then we come back down here, we don't spend a lot of time, then we go up, we don't spend a long time, but it looks like spending time in the negative side is more has been growing. Now obviously we need to see how long this candle, where does it close today. I think if we don't push back up a bit, maybe halfway through, then it's a bit alarming. If we push all the way through, then that's amazing. But if we stay here, like if we close a bit of that candle, a bit of that previous bearish candle, if you just push through it or pierce through it, not even halfway, then I would actually start reconsidering what Ethereum is doing, right? That's not to scare you for the long term. If you're holding for the long term, 100%. But if you're looking more for a trade here, if you want to see what the price action is doing, yeah, there are some alarming things that we need to keep an eye out for. One thing that I'm saying is right here, we went all the way in, right away and closed halfway through it within even the daily candle didn't even close. However, on this side, sellers had more and more control. That's what it is, right? They had more and more control. And right now, we're trying to see what are the buyers doing? Are they coming in or no? Because volume here is relatively low, right? So when we had that massive drop, volume was actually crazy high, right? Right here was very high. This daily candle closed at a lower volume, meaning that sellers were actually in full control yesterday, right? Everybody was selling. So now RSI was reaching all-time, not all times, like overbought regions. The depending on this candle right here, we'll see if it's either this thing stays below or starts to go up again. And if it does go up again, like we said, more than halfway at least, then it's looking good for Ethereum. Now, if I'm looking at the 4-hour, this is what we said yesterday, right? That's what you see, that patterns work, guys. So we had that channel up, we had the support and the bottom line here. As soon as we broke above it, as soon as we broke below it, sorry, we started having that major sell-off. And we said a couple of things here. We said that we will find support at the 160 first, right? This is the 160. When we dropped, we found the 100 EMA on the 4-hour, and we found support at the 160 level, exactly at it, right? That's what it is. People do look at EMAs, right? People do try to find support at the EMAs. Once we drop out of things like this, patterns and lines, and when we don't know where we're going to drop to, we drop to EMAs. That's very typical. We couldn't find support at it. We went up again, and then the 55 EMA actually pushed us all the way down past the 100 EMA, and then we closed below it. Now we went back in. We tried to push, closed right at it. The next candle, indecisive, right? Indecisive. We don't know. Are we going to break above or below, guys? We don't know, right? But at least it didn't push us all the way down. And this is a nice hammer showing that we did drive it all the way down, but buyers went in exactly at the open price of the candle and pushed right back into the 100 EMA and closed at it. So that's a good sign, right? People look at this and be like, okay, so that's good. That's not bad. And yeah, next candle, indecisive. We tried to push back, it didn't work, but we closed not even where, like, we didn't even try to go down here. It just went all the way here with only not even like 20% of this candle, right? So that's a very bullish sign. The next candle, you see that bullish sentiment where people buy it. Seeing here, we're finding that support. It's very clear we found that support. Now we're looking like we're range bound, right? Right now, that's why I wouldn't say let's just not make up our minds quick. I would say we are stuck in this. Unless we see that we break out of this side here, we start seeing a break above the 1,240, 1,200, and like this region, basically 1,244, 40, or 50. As soon as we break above that, and honestly, to be even more clear, I would say if we break above anywhere above the 1,260 dollar region, I would say this is going sideways. So our boundaries are this: we're range bound between 1,260, and then on the bottom here, the extremity at the 1,038, 1,040, right? That's where we're probably going to go sideways for a bit until the buyers come in and show better signs. We need to see better signs. And look how long here it took us. It took us a while to, get back into it. It took us how many days here? It took us 3 days, right? 3 days to get back at the same levels, and then more. I would say a week to actually get back up. So still bullish signs for Ethereum. We're still finding support, which is good. Sorry about that, guys. We're finding support, which is good. And this is a nice hammer candle showing us that buyers are coming in at these levels for sure. This is where we expected it to be. We have some good EMAs behind us, and I think if anything, we're probably going to find resistance at these levels over here, because I know you guys like to hear where the predictions, what price predictions are we looking at, this and that. You're indecisive. This right here, I think we're going to find a lot of resistance at this level, which is let's say we go up here, the 1,330. I think that's where we're actually going to find resistance if we get past these EMAs. If we get past the 1226 and the 1240, that's where we're going to find lots of resistance right now. And you can see it. You can see it if we zoom in right now. You can see it even on the 4-hour, right? You're seeing that sell-off as soon as we get to that 55 EMA. These EMAs are significant, right? So definitely support and definitely resistance over here at the 1330. Definitely resistance over here. We do have a lot of resistance to go up. But then again, look what happened here, right? Same thing. We went all the way down, resistance at the 55 EMA. Then again, resistance at the 21 EMA. Then we obviously went all the way back down. And then we got stuck range, but not until we did break above this area, right? You see break above this area, and now you can see that Ethereum is actually going up. So you will go sideways. And one tip that I usually rely on, right, is that when you have a drop, let's look at the 1 hour. When you have a drop like this, right, you want to wait for to get. So let's say we had this drop, right? Maybe I'll go here to the 30-minute. Once you start seeing the buyers, so we have a drop, and then you see here buyers come in at like 3 candles, then we drop. Then buyers come in at like 2 candles, then we drop. So it's not showing any signs of reversal yet. Once you start seeing the buyers being more extended, right? So once you see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, okay. So this is going, instead of it going straight this way, you're starting to see it going a bit sideways like this, right? And then you start seeing it increases horizontally where buyers are coming in. Buyers are taking more time and taking control over more time, right? Because it's all about timing. And then here you start seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're seeing buyers are more extended. Now, same thing here, right? It's continuing. So the longer you see it after a drop going sideways, sideways, sideways like this, that's when you start seeing that there's a reversal. So for me right now, for me to see bullish signs, I need to break above these levels. We need to break above the 1240 and specifically the 1250 before we see it fly. 1250, we're gonna find lots of resistance right now as we speak. So yeah, Let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed anything. I'm hoping that this would help you at least gauge the market, and it would help you, not get too scared, but be more anticipating, right? And when we're looking at something like this, you want the market to talk first to you, right? You don't want to enter trades before the market talks first. Right now, I'm seeing sideways action. We could just drop back down. And but if you see if you see us breaking above it, then coming back down to retest, you're like, okay, that's a better opportunity to enter. So let the market talk first to you, right? Don't expect the market to do anything for you. The market doesn't care about you or your feelings or your expectations, right? So yeah, I feel like Buddha. Anyways, thank you for watching. Join our Discord to get these signals a lot better and these analysis and a lot quicker. There's a lot of scammers in the comment section, guys. So be smart. Don't give your money to anybody. We won't ask you for your money, and especially in the comments. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.